just mess with it. Hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So you can use these. We like to use this music right here. So.
Oh.
We're here live at the podcast studios.
I love
That's
it.
my like radio podcast voice.
Okay,
We're here
cool.
live. Okay. We're here with Melissa.
Navarrete.
Navarrete.
Yep.
Awesome. We got it right. Cool. And so we both are here in the Canyon Lake Town Center. She has a company that does H&M. I didn't know what that was until I looked at her website, but hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup. Yeah.
Mainly for bridal.
Yeah, strictly for bridal, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So she's going to be doing some podcasts. We've been talking about that. That's pretty cool. And we'll ask a little more about that. But also a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
For what did you say, like 20 years or?
Yeah, I'm going on 20 years. I started it, my early 20s.
The makeup.
Yeah, hair and makeup, just
Wow.
straight out of that.
Okay.
Originally I did the whole corporate job,
Okay.
like right out of high school. So I had a human resources job. I worked for a 5-star hotel.
Sounds fun.
It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
great. Learned very quickly that
Sure.
corporate was not for me.
Fun, but not for you.
No.
Yeah.
And so, I hopped out of that real quick.
Nice.
And then decided to pursue what I really wanted to do, which was hair and
Okay.
makeup.
Yeah.
So, I did that. Went to beauty school. It was ironic, or just so happened that my best friend was getting married around that time.
Okay.
And she hired a hair and makeup company.
All right.
Super expensive.
Yeah.
Day of the wedding came. They all did not like their hair and makeup. And so she's like, you have to fix everybody.
Nice.
And I'm like, the fuck, I've never done a wedding. I don't know what I'm doing.
Nice.
She's like, I trust you, just fix them. And so I did.
Yeah.
And then, during photos, she was like, you should do this for a living. Like, you
Wow.
should maybe do this. And I'm like, yeah, this would be cool. I thought it was going to be like a side thing, just some extra cash on the weekends.
Yeah.
Had no idea it would be what it is. And so, fast forward now, I have 19 girls that work for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But here in the lakes?
So we service California and Texas.
Okay. Wow.
So, we have a few girls in Texas and Austin.
Nice.
And then the rest of my girls and team are here in Southern California.
Okay.
But we basically service everything from Palm Springs to San Diego, Inland Empire, Orange County.
Wow.
And I just send them all out.
Quite the operation.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So with the podcast, then you should have a lot of people, that you can reach out to. I mean, you're going to have a huge network of people to already
I
go
think
to.
so.
But do they know who you really are, though?
That's such a good question.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think if people follow me social media wise,
They probably know.
they do.
Okay.
Yeah, because I definitely don't hold back. Like, I'm
All
not
right.
one of those people that you definitely get everything from me right up front.
Yeah.
I'm not like one of those,
Yeah.
put something up
I
front,
get it, yeah. Yeah.
And I think people know that about me. So
That's
it's
really
one of those,
cool.
like, you either love me or you hate me.
Yeah.
And either way, I'm good with it. Like, it's okay. I totally understand it.
So what do you think, like, for the podcast, like, what are going to be maybe like 3-4 topics? Can you narrow it down? Like,
Yeah.
I know you had a lot of really good ideas.
Yeah. So we have, for sure, I'm going to do this whole, like, TMI Tuesday thing.
Okay.
So we're just going to, like, talk about stuff that you wouldn't normally talk about out loud.
Yeah.
And I kind of mentioned to you.
The good idea. Tell me, what was that?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about, like, the best places to take a shit while you're out running errands,
Yeah,
because it
that's
happens.
Awesome. Good stuff.
And then, as a female, like, maybe what you wouldn't say out loud to, like, guys or girls.
Okay.
But admitting, and it's funny, I'm, like, actually interviewing friends right now for that specific show.
Yeah.
Because I need somebody that's going to be just as open as I am.
Sure.
And I've already made it clear, like, I'm like, there is, like, nothing off limits. Like, you have to, like, it's a go-getter,
I had this guy, he wanted to come in here, and he was like, have you seen my posts? Like, how, like, dirty I am and this and that. I'm like, dude, come do your own podcast then. That, there's people like you. You don't have to please everybody. You can't, So
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, I've definitely learned that,
Okay.
I would say. I'm a big believer in, like, I feel like God puts things in your life and in your time frame for a reason. And I've reached a point in my life where I'm definitely the most confident in who I am than I've ever been in my life.
Nice.
Like, I really know who I am. And
Cool.
so I think I'm able to execute that.
Okay.
Like, socially, whether it's social media or interacting with people.
Nice.
So I feel like it's a really great time to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I have no regrets in that department.
Sure.
And it's like, I get it. Like, you're not always going to please everybody.
Yeah.
And you're going to have trolls, you know.
Always.
And it's, I really think it comes down to how you deal with it.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
what you do then with that.
Sure.
And it's, I always tell people right now, my biggest thing is accountability.
Yeah.
Like, I think it just all comes down to accountability.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to shift a little bit here because I'm interested in your, you know, in your take on this. As far as the podcast industry, like, how did you hear about it, and what did you hear about it, and what made you go to do a podcast? So obviously, whatever you heard or, you know, were shown, whatever it is, it made you go get a roadcaster and
Yeah, right.
I mean, like the top stuff. You know, I saw it and
I
they
know.
put a little studio up. I mean, which is badass. I saw it. So what was it? What did you hear? What did you like?
Okay, I've always been into podcasts.
Okay.
So,
See, I wasn't. Okay.
okay,
That's very good.
yeah, like, but crime,
Okay.
like true crime.
I heard those are really big.
Yeah, like, and doing weddings, you know, traveling to weddings and stuff.
Okay.
So the drive, I would listen to the true crime podcast.
All right.
And yeah, there was just something about it that I was like,
Oh.
oh, I'm into it. Obviously, the whole, I can talk for fucking hours.
Yeah.
So there was
Okay.
definitely like, how can I like get what I want to say out there,
Sure,
but like
sure.
also not really necessarily like be on camera, because that's not really my
Okay.
thing either.
Got it. Well,
Um,
we're on camera.
Yeah, I know. Like, you know, a side note, like I grew up as a child actor,
Okay.
so I've been there, done that thing.
Okay.
So like,
you're somewhat comfortable.
yeah, but I'm also like, again, I knew,
Yeah.
I learned quickly, like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that just kind of like piqued my interest, and I was like,
Cool.
you know what, this is something that I could do. I have the time
Nice.
for it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. I thought about it for probably 2 years, to be
Okay.
honest. And then it really just took this last year of me pulling the trigger.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm gonna buy all the top shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right.
That's cool.
So yeah, I researched all that. I think I even got like the best mic.
Yeah.
I think.
There's so many good ones now.
Oh.
You know, I mean, we came. Also, my wife and I came up with this idea. She came up with one for a podcast, and this was like 2-3 years ago. And we went into our walk-in closet. We got an app on the phone, so we used the iPhone. I laid some blanket down, you know, so it was kind of soundproofed. We got in our walk-in closet, and I put blankets around all our clothes, and then a blanket over the door. And we got in there, and she wrote, you know, all this, and I was on one part, and she was on the other, and we did like, I don't know, 4 or 5 series or something like that. And it was about headhunting, you know, and business and stuff. And so, and then we just never did, you know, wasn't really interested. And then when I came up with this idea for the podcast studios, like I was telling you earlier, like I had to do some podcasts, right? If I'm going to tell people and show them and be of any value, you know, so that's really cool. So what are some of the ideas? What are the other ones?
Yeah, conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theories, right?
Stuff.
And you said that you actually went kind of viral off of a post that had to do with conspiracy. What was it?
Yeah, so it's political.
Nice.
Yeah, so real controversial. Like,
Right.
I piss a lot of people off.
Woo!
Oh, man. People get fucking heated. Yeah, like,
Get 'em going.
woo!
Okay.
Yeah, I really upset some people. But yeah, I and it's funny, to me, I say conspiracy theory because I
Yeah.
feel like people know what that means.
Sure.
But it's not, it's fucking facts.
Yeah,
like,
right,
you know,
right,
I
yeah.
look into this stuff. I don't just spew like stuff that I don't know.
Yeah.
So I do look into it. But yeah, one of my posts went viral overnight, and
Wow.
yeah, we like woke up the next morning. Actually, we were floating on the lake,
Okay.
and my daughter, my oldest, was like, "Have you seen your TikTok?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "You have like 10,000 followers."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "What?" Like, I only had like a couple hundred, you know, the day before.
Nice.
And she was like, "Everybody's like on there." Like, it's like, and I picked up my phone, and yeah, it just had all these notifications, and people were loving it and they wanted more. So I started putting out more of that content,
Okay.
and everybody was loving it.
Wow.
Obviously pros and cons,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Pro, obviously you're attracting more of the people like-minded.
Yeah.
So you're like getting more of those types of people. And I felt like I was also giving info to the people that maybe didn't know that stuff.
Okay, sure.
Or that were kind
Awareness.
of
Okay.
awareness.
Then you had your haters.
And then I had some serious haters.
Yeah, I heard they got some problems for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fake Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
You know, making sure that when they found out, and man, these people go to great lengths, like
That's crazy.
looking at my last name,
Haters
finding
gonna
out.
hate.
Yeah. And like, you know, commenting on my other social media stuff.
That's hard.
So, and I personally treat social media like a porta potty. I mean, I
Yeah.
get the fuck in there, I do what I gotta do, and I get out.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm not scrolling and really
Okay.
getting into it. I really use it for getting my stuff out there, and that's
All right.
pretty much it.
Nice.
But yeah, the haters have been, I gotta say, like, personally, I kind of enjoy dealing with the haters.
Of course, yeah.
Only because I don't let it affect me.
Yeah, that's
I don't.
good. That's good.
Yeah, I think I can respond to it pretty well. I like to think I can.
So, conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And then what's another topic you're going to be talking about?
Well, the TMI Tuesdays.
Yeah, TMI Tuesdays.
Yes. And
Where are you
then,
going to shit?
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
you gonna shit, and then the other things that you don't want to necessarily discuss.
Yeah. Nice.
And then I think one of my favorite ones that I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave like an open forum for people to write in.
Okay.
With maybe a problem or something that they want to discuss anonymously.
Okay.
We'll like open discuss it with
Yeah,
like whoever my guest is.
You know this has the Bluetooth.
I don't know that.
Yeah, so I can hook this up to my phone right now, boom, and call, and then they'll be in our ears and in the recording.
Really?
Yeah, they'll hear all that stuff.
Oh, so you can like take a
They're gonna-
caller.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Roadcaster.
Okay.
We ain't getting paid for this, but
Okay.
you got the Roadcaster. Yep.
I like it.
You can have up to 4 mics, right? And then, phone.
So you just take their phone call and.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, people could totally call in, and you just have it Bluetoothed up to this, and boom.
Okay, I
You're
like
on.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
So going back to that, then, yeah. I think leaving it open, and I think that will kind of leave the door open to have like a different guest each time,
Yeah.
and then that way it organically will come in,
Yes,
and then the
yep.
topic will just flow.
Exactly. You make the shows good, and they're going to share it, and
Yeah.
you're going to be sharing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting some. So we use Buzzsprout.
Okay.
It's okay. So you
Yeah.
know about Buzzsprout. So and I even made a little affiliate link so people can say whatever, and I'll get money on it. Because we're planning on growing this. So
Of
I'm looking
course.
ahead, looking for any way to get something. Just to expand.
Yeah.
However, but yeah, we use Buzzsprout, and it shows you all the analytics, who's watched them, how many times, who it is. I mean, it's got really good analytics. And you upload it to your Buzzsprout, put in your description, all that stuff. And then when you share it, when you pop it off. Once you share it and little thing pop it off, then it goes to Apple, it goes to Google Podcast, and all these like 15 other podcast channels like automatically. And then like you look at those links, you're like, oh, let me see, and then like you see all your podcasts already all set up, all like how you have it.
Really?
It's badass.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Buzzsprout is the way to go.
Yeah, Buzzsprout
Noted.
definitely. Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll
See
send you
Buzzsprout?
my affiliate link.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you hear that? You better like sponsor,
Yeah.
get it going.
So, right. Put that in.
Yeah, I gotta learn how to like use those little fun
Yeah, these are
pads.
cool. They give you these little things right here, and you write what the sound is,
Yeah.
and then that's intro music. We're here live, and then
Okay.
the applause,
Love it.
drum, crickets,
Okay.
magical chime.
And this is like already on there? You have to
Yeah.
download this.
These are ones that are on there.
Okay.
But then there's like hundreds of them you can download. You can go online
Okay.
and maybe put your own little song on there.
Oh, I have that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a guy
Great.
make me on Fiverr.
Okay.
Someone told me about Fiverr.
Yeah. You get all kinds of stuff.
Dude, that's legit.
Yes. He made ours. He made a few different ones.
Really?
Alfred, yeah.
Oh man. I'm
This
gonna
one I
have
call creepy.
to- Okay.
This is something creepy. This is
Yeah.
bad joke.
Yeah.
And then laughter.
Okay.
Crickets. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to play with it.
Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
Good stuff. It's a lot of fun. And the industry, I don't know have you done any research on the industry? Like, so what,
Yes.
obviously if you went and bought stuff, you probably
Yeah.
had some idea what was going on. What did you
Yeah.
read?
Well, okay, so yeah, big research freak, obviously. I dove into more of the equipment stuff right away.
Yeah.
I try not to do specifically like a podcaster or
Yeah.
follow somebody, just because I don't want somebody to influence my opinion.
Okay. All right,
as far as like the theme or any of that.
Okay.
Like equipment was different because obviously
Different,
equipment, it's pretty black and white.
Sure. Who's the best? Who has the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the industry, I felt was, it flooded, obviously.
Yeah.
There's like plenty out there. So I really kind of am looking at it more like, okay, I'm going to launch this as pursue it, and then hopefully it'll pick up, and then go run with it, make seasons out of it.
Do you still have all those followers that you gained from going viral that day?
I do, yeah.
Man,
so I've kind of been like,
okay.
letting out little bits of info
Sure.
to like my followers that we're starting a podcast. So I started an Instagram page for the podcast. And I started releasing that info on my business page for Plush.
Okay.
So I'm like trickling it out a little bit.
Okay.
And then I released a little bit of clips. Like there's like one clip that I released where it's like a controversial clip. I was like interviewing somebody and it went south real quick. And it's just in my face. You can just see in my face that I'm like, okay, I'm about to educate this person. And so people seemed into that. So
that's funny.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm
so
super
cool.
excited.
Yeah, this is awesome. So some of the statistics I wanted to share with you.
Please.
So this is going to go off up here, but it doesn't matter. This is the Buzzsprout. Let's see. That's like the main channel that kind of shows you.
Okay.
How you choose. Sorry. Episodes. I'm showing her the different episodes and shows you how many people on this they downloaded it. Whatever these people are, and then. You could go to analytics and it'll start to show you all the different people, who they are, where they're at, stats. That's what it is.
So similar like the analytics on our social media platforms.
Yeah, on anything.
Okay.
And then this is a awesome website that our buddy Isaac put together for us.
Isaac, I'll be in touch.
There you go. And then it has, that's, I don't know, it's a P right there and a D with an O. It says Paul.
Yeah.
He made that. He designed that real quick, Alper. This is, what's it called? SoundCloud.
Yep. Okay.
Pitch and analytics on SoundCloud. Like any music or anything you put on SoundCloud, you can see the exact person, how many times they listen to it, how long, everything too, and you can reach out to them. Awesome stuff.
Do you hear that, haters? For all you haters out there, I'll know exactly who you are.
There you go. Start getting that hate mail. But these are all different videos and stuff from our Instagram. It's all on our website. But I have some statistics, somewhere around here. Let me see. We'll totally have to make you one of these. Let's see these statistics. Forecasts suggest that the number of podcast listeners will surpass 160 million in 2023 after increases of around 20 million each year.
What?
20 million new podcast listeners each year. That's massive, right? So we're, and it's been, they've been going for a while, but right now with technology and the speed of light and all that and videos and series and Netflix, all this stuff is like, this is where the money's going to be made.
Yeah.
So about podcast listeners, researchers show that podcast audiences are young, educated, and affluent, 3 demographic features that many active brands crave. 61% of regular listeners in the U.S. have a 4-year college degree, postgraduate degree, or advanced degree, and they love to be constantly educated through podcasts. So the listeners, they got the statistics on the listeners.
Yeah.
I didn't go to college like that, but
Me neither.
I do like to do podcasts. So, it's just and it's the number one way to connect with people, right? Because they're listening to your podcast over and over and over, like you were mentioning earlier.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that's like the best way to connect with people is through this now versus social media, because I really do feel like social media is going more towards that instant gratification, but with instant gratification comes the loss of interest.
Sure. Yeah.
Because people are like, 30 seconds and that's it. To grab some.
Through,
exactly. Yeah. So Instagram, TikTok, you've got a very short amount of time. Right. And I feel like with a podcast, you can really kind of connect.
Yeah, delve in and listen to it, and like the radio shows that used to be on. People every morning would hear that same person every morning, Big Boy or Mark and Brian.
Oh my God, for sure.
And you get attached to that person,
Absolutely.
Right? And the people on the show.
Yeah, and that is exactly that, an emotional attachment to that person, to where you feel connected to them, and you do want to take their advice or,
Sure, yeah,
you know,
you
listen
care
to
about
what they
say.
have to say. Yeah, because
Influence.
yeah, a
Influencers.
true influence.
Those were actually the old school influencers,
They
right?
are.
Like radio station
Yes, the
jockeys
original.
and stuff. Yeah.
There you go, the OGs,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
OG influencers.
And then I always tell people too that another reason podcast is growing so fast is because people like the microwave deal we're in, like you're saying, like instant gratification. They don't even want to hold a device and have to watch a video and sit here and scroll. They just want to hear that in their ear and do
Yep.
the dishes, wash the car, drive to work, whatever.
Yes.
Not even, we don't want devices in our hands now. We're getting
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
like little glasses now where it shows us. And
Right?
That's it. Yeah.
And I also
Cool.
feel like a lot of younger people are realizing the expense to
Yeah.
live around here versus, I mean, I'm from Orange County. My husband and I moved out here
Okay.
10 years ago. And I feel like more people are realizing that their money will stretch further out here,
Yeah.
but more couples are commuting.
Sure.
And
Right.
so with
Yeah.
commuting, obviously comes the podcast because music is just not where it used to be.
Sure.
You
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
grew up with the Eagles. Like, I'm talking good shit.
Yeah.
Now,
me too,
you know,
yeah.
like the rap isn't even where it's at. Like, I
Yeah.
like the old school rap.
Yeah.
So people are getting bored, and I
Yeah,
feel like
definitely.
they're going more towards the podcast listening stuff
Yeah.
and self help. You know,
Sure,
mental
yeah.
health is a huge thing,
Huge.
and so with podcasting comes the self help aspect of it.
Yeah.
Free therapy.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
feel like it. Yeah.
right?
There's
Like-
some people that come in here and spill out their heart. You know,
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
a channel for them. It's
that's
really
what
cool.
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, and so they're listening and they're feeling like, oh my gosh, I really
Yeah.
can. You know, I can relate to that. I
There it
can
is.
hear it, and then you know, I want to hear that person more. So I completely agree that
Yeah.
podcasting is the way to go.
Yeah,
1,000%.
definitely. Well, we're gonna have you come back, and I'm gonna be on your podcast.
Yes,
and,
please.
And she's got an awesome story about where she grew up and how she grew up, and you would never.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. So yeah, thanks for coming on
Thank you
the
so much.
Podcast Studios Talent Time, and then we're gonna be looking forward to hearing your podcast. We'll share it
Yeah,
on the
thanks.
description and all that.
Yeah, no,
Thanks for
super
coming in.
cool. Oh my god, thank you. So cool.
Bye-bye.